You guys are going to be shocked to hear this. I'm sorry to bring you such incredible news that you're, again, going to be really, really flabbergasted to hear that a newly released study conducted by the National Bureau of Economic Research shows that California experienced massive job loss since enacting its $20 minimum wage.
What?
Shocking.
No.
This was
Nobody saw that coming.
I know.
No one.
Who could have guessed
Nobody.
that this would have happened? The fast food industry, by the way, actually lost 18,000 jobs since the minimum wage hike in April 2024.
Surprise. Huh.
So what? Did they talk about how that could have possibly occurred? Because what I would assume is all the people who had the previous jobs would just be much more happy because they were making more money and they would hold on to those jobs for as long as they wanted them. Is that not what occurred?
No.
Huh. Weird.
Stunning. The other part about this, too, is as a person who finds himself, against my will, inside fast food restaurants,
Against your will?
3-4 times a day.
What?
Predatory fast food people.
They're advertising.
Make you go and
is forcing me
there.
Really?
to go there and discover all their new delicacies.
Oh, that is
And
cruel.
I agree. I agree. First of all, sometimes they even make me eat them at 10 o'clock at night. And I want to make sure
That's wrong.
because they stay open late.
That's inhumane.
For fourth meal. You go in there and they now have the option of two things. One, the touch screen, right? You just go in there, you order, and
you don't have to talk to anybody?
I don't have to talk to anybody.
It's my kind
I
of
press the
place.
buttons,
I
right?
love that.
And they have 12 things on whatever burrito I'm ordering, and I want to take off 4 of them. I just uncheck them, and then they actually get it right because it's sent back there. It's not like someone trying to translate to their 8th language and put it in the system incorrectly. And then beyond that, they've even got the app now where I can be in my car.
Yeah.
And I'm just typing it all in before I even get there, pull up, it all comes out perfectly right to me. I don't need people anymore. And when you decide they all have to make $20 an hour, you remind the employer that those people are now no longer needed as well. And this is before we even get into robot chefs, which are obviously not far away. Some of them are already operating. It's just a terrible time to raise your minimum wage, and it's costing people.
Who could have suspected that employers were not going to pay $20 an hour to flip burgers?
Right? Why not $100, by the way? If 20 was good, isn't $100 5 times better?
Everyone deserves a livable wage.
Everybody, yes. You should be able to support a family forever on minimum wage.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's surprising that that's not working out for him in California. Nobody would have seen that coming. It's just unforeseeable, really.
Yeah, obviously it's a terrible policy, whichever way you slice it, but you may, feel sympathy or something for the person who was driven out of a job, the 18,000 people who were driven out of fast food jobs. If I ever felt like I was getting good service from any of these places. But to Stu's point, it's I would probably rather have the app or the thing where I do it myself, because anytime not that I go to fast food places, sorry Stu, no offense. Wow. But anytime I go to the restaurant industry these days, it's people are rude. They don't greet you when you come in. They don't really care to get your order right. They're, it's I don't feel sorry for you. I don't think you should have been making $20 an hour to be rude and get my order wrong.
Yeah.
Well, I think this does highlight a real part of this of the world that is real, which is, my first job was at a restaurant, right? Was I a good employee at that restaurant? Not really, not particularly.
How old were you?
I was 16, I think.
Okay.
Was I a good employee? No, I probably wasn't. But it was my first job.
Sure.
And I was learning how to do a job, and I was learning a lot of things about how to work and how to show up on time and try to do these things, which I occasionally did. The point is that you might not get the best service at a fast food restaurant. It is the beginning of the food chain. It's not supposed to support a family of 12.
Not.
Yeah.
That's not what it's designed to do.
It's supposed to support a person who just got into the workforce.
Who is learning.
Okay? Who's learning. Who's a teenager probably living at home with their parents.
Right.
And you're making, $8 or $10 an hour.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now they all expect, I have a cookie company. They all expect $20 an hour. And if they don't get that, they don't want to do anything. They don't want to do it. And it's We're not going to pay you $20 an hour to put a cookie in a bag. I'm not going to do that.
No,
I'm
you sure?
sorry.
I will
If
say,
you have super skills. Maybe you can bake, and then we'll pay you more. But other than that, no.
To be fair to these workers, these cookies are like 8 pounds a piece. It's like you're at the gym. We're going Kexi cookies. Moving them from a table to a bag is, I will
You
say,
develop
very
some
difficult.
muscle. Yeah, you do.
You don't need a gym membership. I'll say that.
You might after
Well,
you.
if you eat them, that's, there is enough
Actually,
butter.
I heard from Pat that they are 0 calories.
Right. None.
None.
Or
Really?
No, I'm pretty sure. I haven't scientifically looked into that,
Okay.
but I'm pretty sure there's no calories in them.
It's just
all flavor. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really
Wow.
incredible.
That's great.
It's incredible.
Tell everyone where they can find them.
Keksi.com. KEKSI.com.
It really is like they are incredible cookies. I was just talking about them last week. We were talking about them in the makeup room, and we were talking about how delicious they are, and you could like actually split them into, pieces and
A lot of people
share
do
with
that,
your family. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do fourths. That's the normal way you do it, but you can do eighths.
Yeah,
You
you
can
really
actually
could.
do eighths and be happy
Yeah.
because
Jeffy would be so pissed right now.
very true.
He'd be pissed.
Very true.
No, but they are really, really good cookies. So guys, make sure that you go check them out. So prior to the minimum wage hike, California's fast food employment trend mirrored the rest of the country, and now their loss estimates range from 2.3% to 3.9%, but national levels still stay the same, which is why I'm sure you can understand, being as retarded as California is, that since then, more Californian cities have voted to raise the minimum wage even further.
Oh, my gosh.
So Los Angeles has voted to raise it to $30 an hour for hotel and airport workers by 2028.
There's no limit to this.
It's insane.
There's no limiting
So
principle.
that's why you said $100 an hour. Why not?
Right.
It's true. There really is no limiting principle to this whatsoever. It could just keep
not.
going up and just going up and up and up. And every time we raise it, they just say they need more.
Yep.
I mean, that's
Right.
always what happens. Because of course, this
Livable
This
wage.
is the if you're on the left, the right way to try to implement socialism. It's not by running Mamdani in every election, right? It's by doing this, a policy that is generally speaking pretty favorable in the polls.
But it never works.
It never works, but it does redistribute wealth, right? And it's a major problem. I will also point out we did just have a Republican senator proposing a $13 minimum wage nationwide.
Asinine.
Josh Hawley.
Yes, Josh Hawley. There is a bit of this that is creeping into what you might describe as the populist left. A lot of policies we would agree on with Josh Hawley. I think he's, generally speaking, does a lot of really good things. But we've got to stop that crap. I mean, this is nonsense.
Insane.
And for getting just a few votes in the Senate, when Democrats get control, they will go there. They will appeal to those 3 or 4 senators on the Republican side and get them over the hump for, God only knows, a very damaging policy. So, I mean, I don't understand why he's in support of that. There's a couple of senators that are. We should really get control of that in our own heads because that's a bad road for us to go down.
Yeah. You mentioned Mamdani.
Yes.
Do you guys think he's going to win?
Sure looks like it.
Yeah, I mean,
It's terrifying.
it is.
Terrifying. It is.
He's so bad that I keep thinking, like, I mean, he will lose if New Yorkers just decide on one of the alternatives, right?
Right.
If
Right.
they
But
decide,
they're not going to.
but I don't
Yeah.
think they're going to. They first of all have just decided they're never going to have. They're not even going
I
to
think
consider
the
the
3
Republican.
main
Right.
other candidates should get together and decide who's got the best chance to win and
Yeah.
run that person.
One of them drop
Yeah.
out.
If they love the
care
city
about
enough.
New York, if you care about America,
Yep.
that's what you do.
Now, the person who loves that more than anybody is Andrew Cuomo, is awful.com.
Yeah, but
He
I
is-
take him.
I mean, it's
over
funny
this guy.
because this guy is basically
Yeah,
a murderer
Stu.
and a sexual
Yes, but I'd
assault
take him
guy,
over
but
this guy.
Most of the people that I talk to who are in New York would be like, yeah, I would rather have him.
Would you?
Yeah.
I would. I actually probably take the third choice, which is jumping off the George Washington Bridge. That would be my thought. But I mean, it's fascinating because I don't think. Certainly, I would not vote for either of them in any circumstance. But like. You look at poor Curtis Sliwa, who has done nothing
a lot.
but just
Since
be
the 70s.
famous for fighting crime.
Yeah.
What has he done to this
Fighting
city
for New
except
Yorkers
try to protect
his whole
people
life.
from being mugged
And wearing a French beret
Yes,
his
okay.
entire life.
His hat
Isn't
choice-
that worth something, New York?
His hat
Please.
choice, I can understand that costing him a couple points. How is he not winning?
I don't know.
The best pieces of New York City over the past 50 years have been when Republicans have been running it. The best times that they've had. And then they're not even considering this guy. To be clear, New Yorkers, I think, pretty much hate the other three options. Like, they don't like Andrew Cuomo. They don't seem to like Eric Adams at all. And they don't seem to like Mamdani either.
Yeah.
Like, they won't even consider this guy who's done nothing but just sit here and say, hey, please don't murder the constituents. For 40 years. I don't understand.
And you know what? I'll even patrol the streets to try to make it not happen anymore. And they still don't like him.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The Eric Adams thing I find baffling. He's the current mayor.
Yeah.
Is it really that bad that you won't even consider him? He's like fourth.
I know.
He was behind Sliwa.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's why, I mean, really, probably the only person who can actually beat Mamdani is Cuomo.
Cuomo, yeah.
And that's because and I was talking to a friend of mine who lives in New York.
But hold on. So has he already said he's going to run independent?
Yeah.
So he is.
Okay.
So he, in advance of the election, basically bought a new party, and so he could have a line on it in case he lost the primary.
Okay.
And then there was questions about whether he was going to continue to run. He's now decided to. Why? Because the polls show he's down by 9 and everyone else is down by 20. So his case would be, come to me. The problem is, and I talked to a friend of mine who lives in New York, and I was like, what's the situation there? He said there's just more, this is bizarre, but more anybody but Adams people than anybody but Cuomo people. Like,
why?
I know. I mean, because the city has, I would say,
Did he cooperate too much with Trump? Is that the problem?
I think that's
in
probably
New York.
a good chunk of it. I think it's a good chunk of it. And I think he's also seen as corrupt there. They've done a good job at going after him. I mean, he I don't think he's been a great mayor, but this has been pretty good.
He's been catastrophic.
Yeah, and it's been an improvement. I mean, since COVID, it's obviously gotten better.
Yeah,
it's not great. It's not back to the Giuliani days or even the Bloomberg days.
Better than the De Blasio days.
Much better than De Blasio days. And they're like, well, what if we take someone who's to the left of De Blasio and give that a whirl with Mamdani? I know we're off topic here, but that's a catastrophe in the making.
Yeah, that really is so interesting. Just because it's like this is the iconic American city that people think about, and to have an avowed communist stroll up and take it would just be, I think, devastating for the entire country. If you like this clip and you want to see the full episode, click here. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, come on, you know you do. Click here.